In this video, you are going to learn note anatomy. Let's jump into it. Note anatomy. So what does it mean, note anatomy? Note anatomy are the parts that belong to a note. Easy, right? The music notes can have 1, 2, or 3 parts. The note head, the stem, and the flag. Let's discuss in detail each of these parts. All the parts of the note have a note head which is slightly oval. The note head can be colored completely black or white, and this indicates that the note has different time value or sound duration. Have a look at this example over here. Another important aspect to understand is that the only component of a semi-brief or whole note is the note head. The stems are the thin vertical lines that are directly connected to the note head. They can be pointed up or down on a stave depending on the situation, and they normally follow 3 rules. And the rule number 1, if a note is below the middle line or third line, the stem originates from the right-hand side and is pointing up. Have a look at this example. The rule number 2, if the note is above the middle line or the third line, the stem originates from the left-hand side and it's pointing down. Have a look at the example. And rule number 3, if the note is in the middle line or third line, the stem can be written up or down depending on the situation. Like this one. In this example, the note 3 on the first bar, that is called B, has the stem pointing up on the right-hand side because I choose. So there is no right or wrong answer here, but because I started previous 2 notes with the stem pointing up, I decided to follow that pattern until I reach the middle line. However, on the 7th note on the second bar, I decided to write the stem on the left-hand side pointing downwards because since the beginning of this bar, the notes are following a descending pattern and it makes more sense to have downwards. Remember that you can apply these rules to any music clef. For example, the bass clef and the treble clef. I give you now a quick tip. When you draw the stems, make sure you draw on the right or left side correctly, depending on the note, if it's above or below the middle line, and try to avoid writing the stems in the middle of the note head. Flag added to any note will cut the duration of that note in half. Have a look at the example number 3. Flags are hooked to the stems. Something to know is that if adjacent notes contain flags, they can be connected by beams for better reading. I will be covering this topic in detail in another video. Now let's look at this example. We have this note, the C note or Do, that we call it a crotchet or quarter note that has 1 beat duration. On the second bar, the same note, the C note or Do, has a flag on the top. That means it's going to be half the duration of the previous note that we mentioned. And the third note on the third bar, this C or Do is a semiquaver. We have 2 flags connected to the stem. This means that the note is half of the duration of the quaver, so it's going to be a quarter beat. I will be covering note durations later in another video, but now let's listen to those differences. Now let's try to practice drawing note heads, stems, and flags. You can copy this to any paper you have at home or use any other method that you find more convenient for you. I hope you find this video useful. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. If you want more exercises to test your knowledge, download my free Music Theory Grade 1 workbook. There will be a link below this video. Thank you so much, and I see you next time. Bye bye.